Okay guys, so we're going to start drawing and we are going to be tracing our already hand-drawn doodles. So first things first, we need a new layer. So we're going to go down here to this icon, which little square with the rectangle, with the triangle even out of it, and you click and it will come up as a new layer. This is the layer that you are going to be drawing on. Okay, for everything that you draw, you're going to be making a new layer and you're going to be naming it. I'm going to be having a go at drawing the light bulb. Okay, so I'm going to double click on the writing itself and I'm going to call it light bulb, like that, and then click enter. If you double click not on the writing, you will see this screen come up and we do not need this, so click X. And you've selected to trace your already done doodles. And so the first thing that we're going to do, we want to enlarge your doodle. So first of all, we're going to select the doodles. Then we're going to go over and we're going to select the move tool. Just think it actually. No, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to select the rectangle selection. And we are going to draw the area that around what we want. So the left hand button, show you that again, left hand button, select rectangle, left hand, holding down the left hand mouse button and dragging around and release. These are called little ants, right? And the first thing we're going to do, we are going to Control C and Control V. You must make sure that the doodles one is the one that is highlighted. If not, it will not copy anything. So Control V. What that has done is it has made a new layer, right? And on that layer is the selection area that you have selected. So we're just going to hide the doodles because we are just working on the light bulb. The first thing we're going to do, so we've selected layer 1, which is our light bulb, and we are going to select on the move tool. Click on transform controls and we're going to make it bigger. Now remember from last time, if you don't hold the shift button down, it will change the ratio. Now you might want to do that or you may not. So I'm just going to make my light bulb nice and big like that. Okay, I'm just clicking on it and moving it. Once I've done that, okay, do not worry that it's pixelated. It will not be staying. We will be deleting this layer. So once I've done that, I'm just going to go back to the move tool and I'm going to click back off on the transform controls. Okay, and we are now ready to start drawing. So first things first, we want to select the new layer that you made a minute ago. I called mine light bulb and that's what I am going to draw on that layer. So I'm just going to click on it and the highlight and the little white frame will go to that one. That tells me that we are working on this. Then I'm going to come over to here. Now you may well have a paintbrush here because I was using the eraser tool last. It is still showing eraser. Okay. To change it between the different tools, you press the right hand mouse button. I can then select paintbrush. At the top, I can select the size of my paintbrush and how bold it is. Now we want to keep this on 100 and I think I will increase my paintbrush size just a little bit there like that. Okay. I'm just going to click on the black area so that it will shut this down. Okay, now all I'm going to do, I'm going to hold down my left hand mouse button and I'm going to start drawing. So I'm going to follow this shape as well as I can. Don't worry if you go wrong, because I will show you what to do in just a minute. So as well as you can, round like that. Now this is actually too fat, so I'm just going to make my brush a little bit smaller. Ooh, not that small, a little bit smaller. Remember, if you want to zoom in using your two fingers, pulling them away from each other diagonally, that will enable you to zoom in. Right, so I'm ready. Oh, look, there we go. There's my first mistake. So if you go wrong and it's the last thing you did, you can press Control Z. Right, so if you go wrong, press Control Z. Right, let's see if we can. Oh, it still didn't work. That really bad. Control Z. Right. You don't have to do it in one movement. You can do it in several. It is up to you. That's wrong. And don't worry if it goes wrong. Just keep deleting it and changing it. Whoa, that's really fat. But you know what? I quite like the fact that it's going to be really rough and sketchy. So do not panic. Okay, like that. Now I want to be able to see the top. So again, two fingers. Right, now when I did that, because I've got the paintbrush tool, I have just drawn a dot there. We're going to erase that in a minute. My computer's a bit laggy. It's because I've got too many tabs open. Right, now if you do go wrong, this one here is too long, and that over there. To erase, right click on the brush, select the eraser tool. Okay, at the moment my eraser tool is very tiny, right, and you can simply erase anything that you do not want. All right, so that's all I'm going to do. So I've traced around, I'm just going to zoom out a bit so you can see. I've traced around my light bulb. Okay, if I am happy with it, then I go to this layer 1, which is my original drawing of my light bulb. I click on it and I press the button delete. All right, and it is gone. So once I've done that, I can then go back and select a different thing. So I'm going to hide my light bulb. I'm going to make a new layer. I'm going to call it, so double click, physics, like that. And I'm going to then have a go at sketching out the physics one. So I'm going to click back onto the doodle so that it's highlighted, back over to selection, select what it is that I would like to draw, Control, copy, and paste, and hide my doodles. Right, and then I'll repeat the process again. So I'm going to enlarge that, I'm going to trace it, and then I'm going to delete that. I'm going to make sure that I am drawing on my physics layer. If I use my paintbrush tool now, it will be physically attached to this layer here, which will mean, because it has got a white solid background, it will make it very difficult for you then to copy and paste it into your work next week. So please, please, please remember, you always draw on the new layers. a new layer for each different part of your doodles, right? And whenever you have finished with a section, you highlight it and you click delete. If you delete a layer by accident and you don't want it to be deleted, Control Z and it will reappear if it was the last thing that you did. Okay, so delete anything. And I'm going to work my way through all of these different sections, making a brand new one of these. Do not worry if they overlap, because I will expect them to overlap, right? But they will be on their own separate layer, and that is the crucial thing. If you get stuck, any problems, pop back into the Google Meet. You can share your screen and we can talk you through it. All right. Alternatively, rewind this video and play it back to you. Good luck, guys.